This is your WW3 News. Ever since the case of the family in the forest or in the woods had become of public domain and has put under scrutiny the social services regarding here in Italy how to operate. Many cases are coming out of the woodworks. Kidnapping children, destroying families, inventing reports which are sent to the magistrates. It's a whole series of felonies which these people are guilty of. And also, I did mention in some videos back, there is a big business behind it. And there's even a political ideology as well. Communism. Communism doesn't believe in the traditional family as a structure. They believe the state should bring up the children and have an overwhelming rights of their upbringing and their future. That's how they operate. And most of these are of this political nature. Social workers, they have no experience personally themselves of having a family. Usually they are so-called people which came out of university with a university degree in God knows what. And they don't seem to, examine with reality each case, because their mum and these kids have the laundry on the dry stand there in the house and stuff like that, and the kids, they're a little bit disordinated and they probably go to bed late and this and that and that. This is all ordinary life of children in any family, not just here in Italy, all around the world. So you can say, because you're disordered, your children disordered, we have to take away your kids. We have arrived to the absurdity with these government structures, social services, juvenile magistrates, solicitors who operate in these social sector, which they get nominated to be tutors. And it's not just kids. Elderly people which can't think for themselves, disabled people, whether it's mentally or physically, they can't take the legal decisions. Therefore, a tutor through the courts, basing on the social services case, gets nominated. And usually these people do not defend their interests, who they represent. They just only stick them in institutes or people's homes or children's homes to be precise, because it's all a lucrative business. Some say it's 4 billion euro, 5 billion euro a year, which the Italian government spends only on this. And it's obvious there are people like social workers, these solicitors which are tutors, who runs these social structures, NGO organisations, children's home, residence for elderly people, or structures for disabled people. It's a business. It's simple as that. And how many families been destroyed? How many people who can't defend themselves have been exploited and stripped of their assets or else they belong? They may have a house. They may have something in a bank, in savings. That gets all confiscated and ends up disappearing in the pockets of these cunts. And the Italian press or some networks, they're dealing with this issue. And when the TV camera starts filming and starts showing the face of these scumbags on primetime television in front of the nation, and these so-called cases are on increase. There are thousands of cases, hundreds, thousands of cases like this, of children illegally kidnapped from their families and their families totally destroyed. I have personally witnessed 2 cases like this, and I tell you, these people do not have for first interests of the children, the kids, as it said, their well-being. They're only interested in what they think in their communist twisted mind what's better they think is for them. Like I said, this type of ideology does not take into consideration principles of a traditional family, mum and dad, and so on. They want to introduce, in some cases, adoptions of gay couples and so on. And well, I've got nothing against that, but you know, you cannot overturn the natural biological functions of a female and a male in society when it comes to their family. This could result to disastrous results for the minor or the child in future. Psychological problems, living in this adapted society, be more vulnerable and so on. They are just destroying families. End of story.